And let's understand the situation here. A lot of people see the Land Use Act as one filled with a lot of constraints, particularly say that it inhibits, what do we call it now, mortgage financing and so many other things. So what really is the perspective on this act?
Why people are complaining about that is in the titling, getting the title for the land. Again, that is another major area that we are intervening. For example, the different states that issue title documents to individuals or to groups, we've appealed to them not to drag it. From the time anybody applies for a title document, let it not be over-delayed for 1 year, for 2 years before title documents are given, because that is what will enable somebody to use it to bank, use it as a collateral to get a facility to do your business or do any other thing. And here in the ministry, so far since I came in, I have signed several. I came to see heaps of CFOs. I'm signing out to the beneficiaries.
Hold on to that thought. We'll get back to the issue of a certificate of occupancy, but still with the Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development.
Thank you.
Well, we left off with the Land Use Act, and of course, in other words, we're talking about again the certificate of occupancy. Let's understand now, why is it filled with a lot of issues of fraud, corruption, and what really is happening in that area?
Well, what I have come in to see and understand is from the time of application by an individual, when the form comes in, it takes a process of the officials, the technical team, going to confirm what is on ground, the survey. They have to verify so that they will not carry another person's survey and give to another individual. So it goes through a process from department to department, the cadastral, the lands, before the PEMSEC eventually it gets to the table of the minister. That's why usually it takes a slightly longer period. Well, as human beings, you know, they can keep files before it moves. But since I came on board here in the ministry, no file stays beyond 24 hours on any table. It moves. And so we are signing out. The issue of fraud, again, has to do with who you get in touch with. Some people, if you're outside like Abuja, that will want to get CFO signed, they might decide to go use somebody to front for them, wouldn't know how to go about it. It's a very simple act. There's no need using an intermediary, a middle person to go and process. It's the middle people that will say, oh, I need money for flight ticket, I need money for this. But when you move on your own, get your form, apply for it, submit it where it's supposed to be submitted. For now that I'm here, your file will move.
Okay, so let's understand another thing now. The recently launched housing finance scheme, in what form is it going to take and how is it really going to impact on the people?
Well, the recently launched NMRC project, like I said, it's a refinance mortgage scheme. We have the land, that's the ministry, the government will give a land, a developer will come. After passing through our screening, our criteria, we have criteria. It's not just anybody that will walk up to claim he or she is a developer. There are standards, there are conditions. When you meet up and you're selected as a developer, you are given a land. You will identify or state what your capacity is. I can carry 100 units, I can carry 2,000, I can carry 1,000 units, depending on your capacity. You will have the facility from the bank. Again, what government has done is to identify banks. We've negotiated to bring down the interest rates so that the facility that you will have will not cause the cost of construction to be too high. It's a negotiated it's going to be a negotiated interest rate. You get it, develop on the land with our own design. The ministry has designed the master plan of the area. We will supervise to ensure that quality is gotten. It's not just go build anything. Even though it is affordable, we look out for quality. As soon as you're done with your construction, we have the PMI, the mortgage banks, again, that we have identified, who will pay you off. Before the payments, the mortgage institution would have gotten the off-takers who have identified, declared that they need this property in so place. They will now handle the process of paying off the developer, who will settle the source of his income, which is the bank. Now the NMRC, the role of the NMRC in this sense is now to refinance the mortgage institutions, so that at any point in time, the mortgage institutions will have the funds to back up the off-takers who will take the properties that are developed. That's the process. That's how it's going to work. So NMRC is a refinance company to aid the mortgage process.
What's the response now to this finance scheme?
We've just started. A lot of people are registering online, signing on for the project. By the special grace of God, September we'll start a groundbreaking for the structures, for the buildings to spring up. And we are targeting in the next 6 months that it will be ready.
So in all of these happenings, what really at the moment is happening to the National Housing Fund?
That fund is what is enabling Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to put up the different estates that I made reference to. So far, in the past 3 years, Federal Mortgage Bank has been able to put on ground over 6,000 housing units in different states, cutting across the entire nation. So many are also ongoing to ensure that civil servants who are the contributors benefit from it. There are schemes targeted directly on the civil servants. The TUC, the NLC, they've come into agreement with the management of the Federal Mortgage Bank to have specific estates designated to them. It's ongoing. As soon as it's ready, it will be commissioned. A lot has been done in that area. So their contribution is not in vain. At the end of the day, they gain it. Apart from gaining it now, anytime one retires, it's your entitlement that you had saved, that you can get whole and then go do your own structure. If you want to tie it into what we are doing now.
But there's one small issue before we wrap this up. You know, whenever the government comes up with affordable housing scheme, a lot of people get, scared. They wonder, because it's subjective. What's affordable for the middle income earner or the normal civil servant might not be affordable for the next. So is this really affordable?
Yes, it is affordable. What we're doing is affordable because we take a range. We are tackling 2-bedroom flat, 1-bedroom flat, 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom apartment, 4-bedroom apartment. If you know that your level fits into 1-bedroom apartment, you go for that. If it fits into 2-bedroom apartment, you go for that. If it fits into 4-bedroom apartment, you go for that, depending on your own income. You cannot earn little and then go for a duplex where you'll not be able to pay. And then the affordability there, the emphasis of the affordability is that government checks the cost of construction, the end cost, what we will say 1-bedroom apartment is to be sold at this rate. And what we are doing to ensure that that affordability that people doubt works out this time around is the initiatives I mentioned earlier, that we are talking with the stakeholders, all stakeholders, the building material dealers, stakeholders, to bring down the cost. Government on its own part is giving the land free. That brings down the cost. If not, the cost of the land would have been built into the cost of construction, and then the high cost of the building materials will also affect it. So we are tackling it from that angle, and at the end of the day, you see that the cost of construction is drastically reduced compared to an individual that will go and buy land on his or her own and then just walk in there, buy things at any rate. The cost can be the same.
You know, just give us a projection, because I know in the next 5 years, if we're not careful, we'll still be hearing about 17 million housing deficit.
No, guarantee you that.
That's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
What's your projection?
Well, we may not in this short time cover up the 17 million, but I can bet you, with the rates, with the vision, with the spirit we are carrying on, we will hit a reasonable number. I won't give a figure now, but with what we've done, I'm ensuring that all uncompleted estates will be completed. All the developers that handle estates and they're hanging there, I'm on their neck. I've given them deadline, it must be completed. Whatever was the problem, is it the funding? Was it delayed from coming out? We are talking. It will come out and it will be completed. By the time we pick from the different sectors that I have stated, I think we'll hit a positive figure of houses for Nigeria.
Well, there's a lot to anticipate. Thank you so much, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. Thank you for coming on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, keep your views coming using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. And don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. And you can make your comments after viewing the current video as well as older episodes of the program. I'm Gloria Umezuke. Thank you for watching this week and see you again.